Instead of me talking to you just face to face, I decided to shoot this as a webinar, a very short one, less than 5 minutes actually, because I really take it seriously and because I wanted to be really clear about what I wanted to share with you. So I want you to sit, maybe with a notebook, but sit in a present space. Pay attention to what I'm about to share, and if it resonates with you, make sure you sign up for the rest of the opportunity. All right? La 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 la. That's my beautiful step.
The following feature is being brought to you in stereo.
I was about to wash my hair. My locks were overdue since I'd been to the beach like 2 days before that and hadn't washed them yet. So as I was feeling around in my head, I noticed some thinning in the middle of my head. After paying some real attention to it, I recognized what was happening. Thankfully, I caught it early, and I realized that this thinning was happening as a result of how I was styling my hair. See, when I first started, my locks were much shorter, like maybe 3 or 4 inches, so it was okay to have them just kind of going downward from the middle and naturally flowing outward from the middle of my head towards the sides. As they got a little longer, it was still okay because they weren't long enough to create any significant pressure at the root of my head, right? But as they got to my shoulders and then even longer, and plus I combined some of them to reinforce the thinner locks, which made them heavier, totally normal lock care stuff. But all of that called for me to start doing something different, right? And that reminds me a little bit of life. It's like the way we all start going off in a certain direction so we can get what we want, whatever that is in that moment. And as we continue to get what we want, which is growth, that growth also requires us to be very present about the need for change. Changing the direction, which in my case was to switch the positioning of my locks away from a pulling down from the middle of my head so that it would accommodate the weight and the length that comes with growth. So changing that to sometimes grooming my locks maybe over to one side or doing more lock buns or updos or even with the ponytails, just being more careful with my styles to make sure that there isn't pressure stemming from the middle part of my head as my hair continues to grow. So from the self-inquiry and self-expression perspectives, the message for me was this. As we grow, we need to be paying attention to the opportunities to change direction, to try something new, to allow ourselves to be uncomfortable and uncertain, all because growth requires change. And we don't have to become something or someone else to accommodate growth. We just have to stay present, flexible, and trusting of our own abilities to support ourselves through our own choices.
So there's a little bit of soul work for you. And as you know, if you've looked at any of my other videos around entrepreneurship and self-expression, I believe we need both. We need soul work, but we also need strategy. So the other part of this video is all about that strategy, and there's an opportunity for you at the end, so make sure you watch all the way through.
So this video was about soul work, and in the next video, which won't show up here on YouTube, I'm talking strategy. I'm launching a complimentary video series around strategy and soul work and this 70-30 rule I'm talking about. So if you're watching this video as a result of answering my survey, thank you, and you'll get the first video in that series in your inbox a few days from now. If you're watching this video on my YouTube channel and you want the free video training series, just sign up here. I've also put the sign up link in the video description, so be sure to click and sign up if you want it, okay? The training series takes a big picture approach to personal power and what I call time and task alignment. I'm going to be talking to, teaching, and tasking you with strategy and soul work practices to help get you better aligned with how you want to feel and what you need to stop doing in order to experience that feeling more often.